This week we are fixing Harry's car after it broke down last week due to what we think is a suspected starter motor blowing up, corroding. We don't actually know yet. We're gonna find out in a minute. Come with us. We are out here in the middle of the night. Well, it's actually like 5 p.m. and it's raining. And Harry's car has broken down. We've got it just sat out here outside my garage. And we don't really know where we're gonna start at the moment because some random person has decided to cut his bonnet latch in half, because if you remember in one of the first videos, the bonnet we couldn't open because the latch wasn't on properly. Well, when his car broke down, someone tried to open it and they have managed to cut the entire system in half. Just look at the state of it. What have they done? So we've got a brand new cable to install into here, and hopefully after that we'll be able to open Harry's bonnet and fix the issue, although the starter motor is on the bottom side of the engine. So as obviously we know that the cable has been cut in half, there is actually one way we can get the bonnet up, and behind this front wheel right here, the bonnet cable goes inside the inner arch liner and then up to the front latches. But the issue is, where Harry's car broke down, someone tried to constantly start the car over and over and over again. They have completely flattened the battery and it's completely dead. We've tried putting the jumper pack on it. It doesn't do anything, so we need to charge the battery. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I think we need the battery to be charged to open the bonnet. Just let me explain this. Whoa, so inside the garage, we have got the new lock-in mechanism over here. And the reason why I say I think we need the battery is it's got this electrical connector on it right here, and that goes onto the first latch, which when we pull that cable behind the wheel, one of the latches opens but the other one doesn't, because on this car you need to pull it twice. And I reckon that is because of this little electrical connector right here. So what we're gonna do is get the car up, get the front wheel off, and then see if we can pop open the bonnet with my jump starter connected to the battery. And then hopefully from there, we will be able to get his bonnet unlocked. Let's go. Breaker bar. Let's get this front wheel cracked and then we can get it off. Okay, so the wheel off and so is the inner arch line. We can get in behind here and we can see now where this cable is, this one right here. This is for the bonnet. If we give it one pull, you can hear the bonnet opens. But if I pull it again, absolutely nothing happens. So I think the issue is battery. So what I'm gonna do is hook up my jumper pack to the battery and we're gonna try this again, and fingers crossed it pops open, but we'll see. So this right here is my jumper pack, and it is by a company called Auxito, and they are who have sponsored today's video. So I'm actually gonna show you how easy it is to jump a car with this little pack right here. We're not actually gonna start the car because obviously the starter motor has blown up, but I will show you what this thing can do. So in the box right here, you get the main big battery pack right here, and you get jump cables, you get pumps, because this is a 4-in-1, a jumper pack, a tire inflator, a torch, and a battery charger for your phones, tablets, whatever it is, all at once. So it's a pretty nifty and handy little tool. So that is how easy it is to set up the jump starter for the car. That noise just tells you it is ready to go. It's rather loud and annoying, but now what we're going to do is go and try and pop the bonnet, and hopefully it works. So come with us. If this works, this is going to be absolutely incredible. I highly doubt it, but we'll try. Nothing's happening. We'll try putting the ignition on, see what happens. Ignition on. Okay, so with the ignition on, now let's try and pull this cable. If this works, please work. Oh, we are completely stuck. This is not working. Oh, I have no clue how we're gonna get this bonnet popped. We're gonna take 5 minutes and try and figure out how we can get this popped open, because this is not working right now and it's not looking good for Harry's car. Yes! Right, we're up for 5 minutes and we come back, and what we did is, this is the new mechanism we've got here laying on the floor, and I don't know where I put my light. We'll just take this one, but basically we had a look at this mechanism and I realised that this is what I've been pulling on, and there's nothing else connected to this cable. This is a completely separate cable. So when we go round to Harry's car, we see there is 2 cables. This cable is the one we've been pulling on, and then I noticed this cable right here, and it clicked in my head. That is the other bonnet cable for the other latch on the other side. And guess what? We pulled it, and well, we're half open. We are like there, but not there. So we've somehow got to now pop the latch in the middle to open up the bonnet. That is the next, that is the next issue. Oh, that's why it's not opening. It's this side. This side. You just give it one more pull, I reckon. There you go. Yes! Yes! Wow, we did it! Oh my God, yes. What it was this latch was just ever so slightly hooked down still. Oh yes, we've got Harry's bonnet open. Great success. Now, with us under the water out here, we now need to, I think, take off these old latches and we'll put the new one on with the new cable. As you can see, this is where the bonnet cables are and they run down past basically just past the bulkhead down there and into the inside of the car. Oh, get in. That is a great step forward. Let's keep on going. So to start, I got rid of the old plastic panel on the inside of the car. I replaced it with the new one, which came with the set. Right, there we go. That is this little plastic bit installed. So I think what we need to do now is pull the cable up here. Let me just show you where it is. It's down there in that gap. I reckon if I just pull this, it should hopefully, there we go. That is the old cable out now. We should be able to get the new one hopefully back in. But as you can see, the idiot that tried to open his bonnet just decided to cut this up.
Not me.
No, it was not Harry. Sophie, you know who you are. Named and shamed.
Jimmy, I also blame you too.
Okay, so now obviously we have the cable free. The next thing we need to do is take off the two latches. So we've got this one just here, which is for, I'm gonna say T30 bolts. Same on this side as well. And then these latches should just drop out. There is an electrical connector attached to this one somewhere though, so keep that in mind when I'm doing it. The electrical connector is just down the back and I reckon it's pulled off like that. Yeah, nice and easy. I think that's it. Yep, that is the electrical connector taken off. So I was right, these are T30s and I just want to basically undo all 4 bolts and hopefully this should come off. The latches were actually held on with just 2 of those bolts, and then when you take them off and lift it up, you need to just remove the little ball bearing sort of thing that holds on the cable to the latch. That is the old cable now removed, along with the old hooks as well. We can now get the new one back in. Get in! To put in the new latches and cable, it was so easy. It's just what I did, but in reverse, and they just slotted straight into place.
3 days later.
Week 2, and the reason why is we were waiting on this to be delivered. A brand new starter motor to go onto the engine. But the thing is, this is sat on the very bottom of the engine, so we've got to get the car up in the air, get this off before we can get the new one on. So we've got the jacks out, we've got the jack stands. Let's get Harry's car in the air. We've got like an hour of daylight, so let's not wait around, let's go. So we have got the car up in the air, but the issue is now, well, we've got the under tray off as well, it's just over there. But the issue is now, basically there's a bit of felt or sound absorption under the car, which is covering the starter motor. Therefore we cannot get it off. Let me show you this quickly. It's a right pain in the bum hole. Because just look at this. So under the car, here we are, under here. And the starter motor is located right here. You see this? This here is the starter motor, but this big piece of felt is covering it up. But I also think this is some sort of sound absorption, and you just can't move it anywhere. And it kind of runs up over the front subframe, and it goes up here, and then it also goes up the side of the engine there and everything. So yeah, it's a little bit in the way, and therefore it is going to be a very annoying job. But I think what me and Harry have settled on is just cut kind of a section out of it here, so we can get to the starter motor to take out and then put the new one in. Hopefully it won't affect how loud the engine is for inside the car. I don't think it will, because it's only going to be a little bit of the sound absorption being cut off. So hopefully everything will go to plan and we'll be all right. Fingers crossed, but let's cut a little bit of this off so we can access the starter motor properly. Oh, I'm cutting. This is a POV of cutting up Harry's car. Oh, come on, Christ almighty. Bing, bang, bop, bibbidi bit, but we have now got access to Harry's starter motor. This thing right here, okay. ignore that we've had to cut a little bit of the engine's cover and what's this called, sound absorption off. It will be absolutely fine. It's not gonna damage or affect the engine badly, all right? But now what we need to do is actually take off the old starter. So we've got a couple of bolts there, and I think there's one up, where was it? That hole just there, you see that bolt up there? Those I think are what we need to take off next, and then the starter motor, as well as these electrical connectors here, which are just two nuts holding them on. And once we've done all that, this should then come away from the car. So let's get to taking some bolts out. Okay, so these two right here are E11 bolts, and that one up there, well, I've just figured out something. I need to take off the gearbox under tray, so I can take off this bracket right here, because this bracket's covering up access to this hole. And taking off this bracket, I think will actually release this foamy stuff or felty stuff. So I actually didn't need to cut it. Oh well, you live and you learn. Let's carry on. That is one starter motor now out of Harry's car. So I wasn't able to record because we're under the car, but basically it was two bolts here and then there was one bolt here. It's kind of up a gap, and like I said, you have to get that middle under tray dropped, get that bracket off, then you can get this off. And that was really straightforward. Now what I'm going to do is get the new one in, and yeah, this is really seized, which might be the reason as to why his car wasn't starting. Let's get the new one on, and then hopefully we can start his car afterwards and he's good to go. Let's do this. Old starter motor, new starter motor. So they are the exact same. Oh, you can see here as well, look how fried the electrics are. That's copper. Look how fried out the copper is. No wonder this was like really bad. Okay, let's get this on the car because it's starting to rain, and then we can start it as I just said. Let's chuck this in the box and let's go. Okay, so things are looking really good now. We have got the brand new starter motor back in place. So the bolts I was on about was obviously that bolt up there, and then there was the two just there. Honestly, you undo those three and obviously the electrical connections here, and it just drops straight out and you can just put the new one straight back in. Really easy. We've got this, where's my finger to? Here it is. We've got this bracket back on now. All I need to do is just reconnect up this under tray. And then I'm going to take the car off jack stands, and then we'll try and start it. And fingers crossed it starts. If not, I really don't know what the issue is, but if it does, amazing.
A few moments later.
So, car is fully hooked up. We've got power on the dash. Oh, I'm nervous, man. I'm ready to try and start the car. Here we go then. You ready? Right, 3 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Ignition switched on. It just shorts out. Why is it shorting out? What's going on? The whole car's just shorting out. Unfortunately, this clip you're seeing is for some reason corrupt, and the audio, which was meant to be on it, wasn't here. I have no clue why, but I'm just going to have to do a quick voiceover just to sort of explain what was going on. But basically, we got Harry's car running. The issues were this on screen right now. So when I plugged in my diagnostic tool, we saw that everything on the car was faulty. I thought this has to be battery related, but what I also thought is if I just reset all these codes, we'll try and start his car. And believe it or not, his car started, and we could not believe it started. It's such a good moment. It felt amazing to get his car going again. But this I couldn't have done without the help of DJ McKay. He is one of my subscribers, one of you guys, and I was stuck. I saw that he'd emailed me in the past saying that if I need any help, I can talk to him. I dropped him an email and he came in and saved us by helping us with telling us what we can do to try and get the car running. And yeah, he was an absolute legend. Massive shout out to DJ. This wouldn't have been possible without you, so thank you so much. But after we got the car running, we went on a quick drive to try and charge up the battery. So we'll just skip now to going on that drive because the rest of this footage is pretty much useless. Well, we're back driving Harry's car, and well, let's just say this is not the best first drive, careful, because bonnet open, stop carefully is on. But the reason why is because one side of the bonnet won't latch properly because the bumper, I think, is pushed back ever so slightly, and therefore it's just stopping the bonnet from coming all the way down. So we're gonna have to fix that in a minute when we get back to my garage, because this pinging noise is really, really annoying. Oh, it'd be so annoying. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. So, but what we're actually doing now is just gonna drive around and try and charge the battery back up, because obviously the battery is really flat, it needs to be charged up. So we're just gonna do a lap around where we live, and then hopefully the battery will be charged up. So that drive was pretty good, in fact. Actually, the fact that we got Harry's car back on the road is amazing. We are so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. I can't believe I managed to do this. Obviously, this was not possible without DJ. Once again, big shout out to him. But I fixed the bonnet problem. So if I quickly just push this back over, because this is another thing. Basically, the bonnet wasn't latching properly on the right hand side. We know this from the first episode in Harry's car. Let me just go like this with the camera. When I shut it now, it's still not properly latching on this side, but I don't quite know why. And if instead of just dropping it, if we give it a bit of a slam when we come to close it, ready? So if we go like, well, it was a minute ago latching, but now, there we go. So it has latched itself. It's not perfect, but yeah, that's not latching as I would like. We might spray a bit of WD on it and see if that will work. If not, please let me know in the comments why it's not working. But basically, this part of his bumper was pushed up that way, just pulled it forward, and the panel gap is actually pretty good all the way along now because of it. But the actual reason why I had that plastic bit out of the way over here is because obviously when we did the bonnet pull latch, which now, it's brilliant, I can't believe we've done that, and a starter motor this week, fixing issues left, right and centre. But the little rubber grommet, if I move this back out the way, here it is. This one right here is obviously maybe pushed down into that hole just there. It's stuck on this bit of cable right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just pushing this along. Once I get it past that bit right there, I'm going to slide it down and push it into place. But yeah, once we do that, it needs to get the under tray back on, because right now we can just see through right to the floor, which is obviously not great. And yeah, I was a bit cautious when we were on a drive because of that. But yeah, once I just push this down, we had to get on the tray on, it'd be all done. Just bang my head on the bloody bonnet.
Had a way to make it work and find another route.
There we go. That is now that little rubber cable in place. So what we can do is, the little rubber grommet, should I say, in place. So there it is, pushed into the bulkhead of the car. I can now get this back in and then shut the bonnet and get the under tray on. There we go then. That is now the under tray back on the bottom of Harry's car. As you can see, there it is. So we now know that the car starts when it's being jump started. We haven't actually tried to start the car since going on the drive, but now we're all done. We're gonna pack up everything, try and start this car. Fingers crossed it starts, because before obviously I've done all this work, the car would be a bit hit and miss. It would start, it wouldn't start, it would start, it wouldn't start. So if it starts up again, we're in the green. Here we go, and this is the big and proper test. We've charged the battery up. Oh, it goes absolutely fine. It goes just fine. Sweet. Right, we're gonna have some food. I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, there we go. We have now got Harry's car back running and on the road. It's been a couple of days now he's been driving the car, and it's absolutely fine, isn't it? Your car's not had a single problem at all. It's been brilliant. He's been able to drive it like up and down the motorway just to charge the battery back up, clear the DPF out, and he's had no issues. Like, starting of the car, nothing's failed. The electrics have been all right. So I think just resetting the codes and starting the engine after changing the starter motor has seemed to work, and it's absolutely fine. He's got it back on the road. Really, really successful. Get in. That's literally what we wanted. But because of that, it kind of hindered our plans with Harry's car, because what we were actually going to do around about this time was change the front grills here to some M Sporty sort of like blacked out ones. And I can't remember what else we were going to do, but there was a couple other bits and bobs that we were going to do just to make the car look a bit cooler. But because that happened, James, this is your fault, we haven't been able to do that. It's pushed back all of our plans, And yeah, so that will be coming soon. If Harry obviously still wants to do it, which I think he does, 100%. But yeah, we've got his car back on the road, that's all that matters, and we'll go from here and fingers crossed, no more issues. But get some suggestions in down below. What should we do to Harry's car? We'll be interested to read all of them. Harry reads all the comments on these videos. He's always interested in his Business Spec 3 series.
Business car, I love it.
He's even in his business uniform and everything right now. But thank you guys for watching. It's been eventful, but we fixed his car.
Sorted it out.
Yeah, it took a couple of weeks, but yeah, it's back on the road. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week on Sunday. I'm not even sure what we're doing yet. Might be doing the Corsa, putting in those bloody dining room seats in the car. What on earth is that about? Yeah, it's gonna be stupid, but we'll see you guys next week on Sunday. Have a wonderful week. I'll catch you then. Peace out.